Everybody, and welcome back to Hex Token, Superman Crypto, and Pulse Chain YouTube channels. I hope you guys are having a great time. And of course, we're going to get into something I think is going to be a lot of fun. If you like GameFi, this is going to be incredible. This is going to be XenGame. We're going to be covering that, a part of the Xen ecosystem, and of course, launching on Ethereum in less than 12 hours, I think. So it's pretty close. It's going to be coming on to Pulse Chain, of course. So it's a good way of getting used to the game before it arrives on Pulse Chain later this year. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And we're going to go do an overview of it on this video. So let's get into it. We've got obviously the 17th of September is the launch date of XenGame on Ethereum. Now, all the influencers in the Zen space are excited about this game. All the community is excited. I think next to DVZen, it's going to be top two protocol on Zen, and looks pretty amazing. So 4 o'clock UTC time or 1600 UTC time, Ethereum mainnet, are you ready? Yes, we are. And of course, they just posted 6 hours ago, 19 hours to go. And so we're less than 12 hours now. Don't be late. Fair launch event will begin at exactly 1600 UTC. So we're going to talk about the fair launch as well. And of course, the round one is counting down. So round one is each game. Now you've got the two main links there, xen.game and xen.game.app. Now, I will post the referral there. You can see it in the scrolling bar. Get 5% discount on key purchase prices using referral. And, of course, there it is, xen.game.app and, of course, /XenGame. As long as you use XenGame when you're getting onto the game, you'll be able to get the referral. Yes, I have got the official name, XenGame, as the referral name, which is pretty cool, right? So you can use it too. The number one name is XenGame. So use the referral name for it. And get a 5% discount on key purchases. So it's major savings for you. All right, let's get into it, folks. We've got a little presentation. And, of course, let's get into it. Let's go into the live stream here and do the presentation. All right, so this is the founders of XenGame. Of course, we've got Ludwig here on the left. And we've got Jama Beans, the dev, there on the right-hand side. He's also worked with, the official team, Jack, there on a few things as well, audits and stuff like that. So pretty exciting to see these guys as well. Going to be very, very cool. Now, the XenGame overview, basically this is what it is. You can buy keys to win. You play the game, you buy keys, and you got to use Ethereum, of course. You're not using Xen, you're using Ethereum. So it has it's only going to benefit Xen, and you're using Ethereum to enter. So you got to buy keys. Keys are like the ownership in the protocol. Buying one or more keys puts you in the winning position and entitles you to ongoing revenue as long as the round lasts. So as long as the round lasts, you earn revenue as more people go in. But of course, the last person that's going to be the key one they have, the last holder or the last purchaser of a key is going to win the jackpot. So we'll get to that in a minute. If you've got an Apex NFT in Xen, and we're going to talk about that soon, then you can register your Apex NFTs. Do not send your Apex to the contract. You're registering it. You're not. You send it to a contract, you're going to lose it. So don't send it to any contract. Okay, keep it in your own wallet and go and register it correctly. Right on the DApp is a good way to do it. Now you can do it directly in the contracts, but I suggest for most of you who are not familiar with that, you need to just use the interface, use the link as well that I've got there, or the official game link. So either way. I've seen a couple of people comment on that. So register Apex to earn passive dividends. So it's one way of playing the game. You just don't play, but you earn passive dividends, plus a big bonus when the round ends. So there's two forms of income there that you're earning. One, or passive income dividends in real time, and of course the big bonus at the end of round one, which whenever that ends. Now the round is pretty tricky there. Every key extends the game by 30 seconds added per key. So each key purchased adds 30 seconds to the round timer, extending the game. That's very important to understand that. So the game is essentially set for 12 hours, but of course can be extended by 30 seconds with every key purchase, and that could be a lot, right? Could be a lot of extension. Burns in, of course, the protocol also burns a portion of the game revenue is collected into a burn fund, which can be used by any player to buy and burn at a Xen from Uniswap. Now, you have to be a registered player, right? So you have to have a registered name to play. To do the buy and burn of Xen. It's not just anybody out there. So you get a credit for it though. If you do it, it's a 1 block credit, and that's for the X1 XN chain. So bullish for that. Now the last key unlocks the jackpot, and that's the big target, right? So people buying keys, the last one to buy gets a jackpot. You got to be very strategic how you play. You don't have to have big bags. You could just have one key that you bought and it happened to be the last key, and you win the jackpot. So that's how it can play You got to think strategically about the game now. If you are the last key buyer when the time runs out, you win the jackpot. If not, you earn dividends from players who buy after you. Remember that? So you earn dividends player who buy after you. So not before, but after. Very important. Now, ETH bonuses, of course, when the round ends, when the game does finally end, that final key is being purchased and the jackpot is won. The ETH bonuses are paid out to all key burners and Apex holders. So that's extra revenue for you from the bonus. The bonus is at the end of the game, but otherwise you're earning revenue while the game is being played, right? As keys are being bought. So remember that. That's an overview. We've got the revenue distribution here. So on the left-hand side, the revenue, you might not see it too clearly, but 50% goes to the key holders on the left here of the revenue, distributed in real time as keys are purchased. That's all you need to know. The revenue is accumulated. Think about that in a big pot of Ethereum, and that Ethereum is allocated accordingly. 50% goes to the key holders that have been purchasing the keys. 30% goes to the jackpot, and of course that's won at the end of the round when it finally does end. The burn fund, of course, is 15%. That's a buy and burn of Xen. And of course, people can, in the community, can execute that and do the buy and burn on market. So it's going to be kind of random like that. And then 5% is to the Apex fund as passive income. So if you've got an Apex NFT, that is bullish for you, right? We're going to talk about that later. Now, at the end of the game, so that's during the game. At the end of the game, the jackpot, remember the 30% went to the jackpot? Well, the jackpot's going to be distributed at the end of the game when that final key is thrown, as it were, or purchased. And of course, that 30% down here is going to be split up to the winner. And of course, the winner's going to get 50% there. Key burners. So if people were playing this game and they burnt their keys to collect some revenue, they're going to get their bonus in here as well. So there's a double whammy, and they get, if you burn your keys, that keeps things going. Then 20% you're going to get allocated proportionally to what you burn, keys and stuff like that. 20% goes to the Apex holders. So not only do Apex Fund get 5% of the revenue here, but in the bonus at the end of the game, they also get 20% allocated to them as well, based on the amount of points they have per the Apex. Obviously, X unicorns are 50 points, and of course, exotics are 50 points, but down the bottom end, rares 5 points. So just gives you the difference there. We'll talk about that in a minute. And then, of course, 10% of the jackpot goes to the next round for round 2, 3, 4, etc. So that's pretty much it. So rolling rounds, a single round can go on for an unlimited amount of time. When it eventually ends, another round will begin 24 hours later. So when the first round does actually end, then it'll be about 24 hours until the next round starts. So that's kind of the cool thing. Gives a bit of a breather space too. Refer and earn. Of course, you can use my referral there, which is actually the name of the game, XenGame. I managed to secure that, and you can benefit from it. You get a 5% discount, so remember that. So that's pretty cool in the scrolling bar there. Share your unique referral and earn 5% of all the ETH spent by your referrals. And your referrals, that's you guys, also receive a 5% rebate, and that's the main benefit for you guys. So pretty awesome. And of course, you can make your own referral and refer that around too. All right, fair launch. This is how the process of the game is going to launch. Has been on testnet, of course. And of course, here we are, fair launch. The game will start. Example, round 1. So here we are, have round 1 starts in so many minutes. So the fair launch is at the beginning of the game, and that is 5 minutes long. And basically, you'll see at the top right-hand side, there's 10 Ethereum there. 10,000 keys. 10 million keys. That's what it starts off with. There's 10 million keys. And the countdown over 5 minutes will occur. Everybody puts in a ETH at that time, and they get the same exact equal price, right? They all get the same price in the first 5 minutes. And of course, your keys will go down. As more people enter the Ethereum, your keys will go down. So this person here put in 2.2 ETH. There's a total of 753 ETH so far in the fair launch 5-minute phase. And with there's still 1.5 minutes to go. And they contributed 118 total contributed. So your keys 453,000 in this case. So obviously the 10,000 is going to get distributed as more people come in. So if you're the first person to go in, you're going to have 10 million keys. But as soon as someone else goes in, your keys are going to go down, right? Because more and more people coming in that first 5 minutes. Now, the first 5 minutes, of course, the amount of ETH that comes in versus 10 million keys is going to set the starting price for the game when it starts. So fair launch is 5 minutes, then the game will actually start, and the price is based on this fair launch 5 minutes auction EM, which is the same price. So it's pretty cool. You want to get nice early for that if you're playing. All right, so that is pretty cool. And then, of course, once that 5-minute ticker times down, then the game will actually start, right? And you'll get this UI will refresh, and this will be the game UI. Now, it's a little bit on the small side, but you get the idea. We're going to go through it one by one. So this is the game front end. And of course, there's a backup site. We're going to talk about that in a minute too. So this is the buy keys. That's where you go buy keys. Now you can spend, you can do the amount of ETH that you've got in there, or you can decide how many keys. You can put the number of keys you want to buy, fixed quantity on the right there, or you can market buy with a certain amount of Ethereum there. So that's how you can do it. You can see the key price there. Now the key price is going to start obviously whatever the fair launch price is, and then it's going to go up, right? It's going to go up from 10 million to 1 all the way up to 1 million to 1, and then it will come back down again. So you're going to see a price go back and forth, up and down. It's going to be more expensive, then get cheaper, but it's always going to be more expensive when it goes down to the bottom because the jackpot's always going to be getting bigger. So you're going to have to watch that phenomena to see how that works. But basically, that's how it's going to play out. So you will be able to get a better price depending on whether it gets up to that maximum 1 million to 1. So remember that there will be during the game better price periods. It won't always in terms of going up. Now, reset meter, of course, going to tell you how when the reset's getting up, when it gets to 100%, they will reset there at that 1 million to 1. All right, so your keys, got the number of keys in there, your total keys as well. That's as well. So it's kind of cool. That is buying keys. That's the main thing. If you're a player, the last player to purchase a key before the time runs out wins the grand prize. Remember that? And there is the timer up there. And the current winner is the latest person that purchased the key. In this example, it's Satoshi. And they're going to win 753 ETH on this example. It's just an example. We don't know what the real world's going to do when this game actually goes live in less than 12 hours time from the making of this video. So that's the first thing, is entering keys to play the game. And that is the jackpot up there, that the last person who got the key. And obviously there's a button there to buy a key as well. And remember that if you use the referral that I gave you, a XenGame, and of course you can see it in the scrolling bar, you'll get a 5% discount on the price as well. Remember that. So it's important in terms of your key price here. You get a 5% discount. So very important. All right, let's go to the next phase. So that is the keys. Now, obviously, there's the active pot. You can see it's the same as the jackpot over there. It's got your keys if you've got them, and it's got any unclaimed rewards that you might have as well. You can withdraw your rewards. If you do that, you're going to burn your keys. So you're out of the game from that point of view. Or you can reinvest your rewards instead of pulling them out and burning your keys. You can reinvest your rewards. That will not burn your keys. That will just add you more keys. And so you'll see that down the bottom here, whether you've burned keys. Remember, if you do burn keys and will take your withdrawals, then you will be eligible for that bonus at the end of the game. This is just during the game, right? So there's two benefits there. In-game key bonus, it does give you an indication of what that will be too at the bottom, which is pretty cool. You can make decisions based on that information. All right, so then it comes up to register a nickname. I strongly suggest you do. Obviously, it's up to you what you do there. You can play without registering a name, but of course, to register a name, you'll also be able to do, get a referral code, burn Zen and things like that. So in any case, it will cost you 0.02 Ethereum. Now that gets split up between the two devs that we saw, between Jama Beans, he gets 0.1, and a Ludwig gets 0.1. They split that revenue. So it's one of the two ways that they'll make revenue. Another one, of course, is that the referral code is default. But of course, you can use my one, XenGame. XenGame is the name of my referral, which is the name of the game, which is pretty cool. All right, so that is the registered nickname. And obviously, that's pretty easy to do. You can do up to 16 characters and register a name that way. And, at 0.02, around about 10 Gwei, it might cost you about $36, something like that, US. So there we are. Let's give an idea. All right, let's jump over here. If you've got an Apex NFT, you can register that 1x uni unicorn there. It's got some examples of stuff. So people are going to register these. I can already tell you we're going to go to see how many people register already before the game's even started with 12 hours to go. We'll check that out. But people can X unicorns, exotics, legendary, epic, and rare. And there's different points for that, right? So it's pretty impressive. Unclaimed Apex rewards will show up here. If you've got an Apex registered, you do have to register your Apex to be part of the points included. There'll be a lot of Apexes that do not register. It's going to be interesting to see how many do. And so it's not that many Apexes in existence, but if some of the bigger ones are registered, then there's a lot more points in the game versus what you register, right? So very important. Remember, don't send your Apex to any of these contracts. Just register your Apex. That's all you have to do. Now, you can also withdraw your rewards here as well. If you've got an Apex registered, you get 5%, remember, of the rewards plus the in-game bonus on top of that when the game actually finishes. But during the game, you can claim any rewards that you've accumulated as an Apex holder. Bullish, right? Bullish. Now, the idea behind the Apexes and, of course, the Zen burn, we'll get into that in a second. So that brings us down to I don't know why I'm going back in time here. I think we got up to that, didn't we? That brings us up to the burn here. This is another feature. You don't even have to play the game or register an Apex or anything like that, but you do need to register a nickname to burn Xen here, and you'll get an X1 credit or for XN tokens for the amount that goes and buys and burns Xen, and that's 15% of the revenue, right? That goes into the game from people that buy keys. So it's going to be powerful impact on the purchasing Xen, especially with minters that are selling in their Xen. This will help buy and push the price up, at least keep the price up. Very exciting. So if you match that with, of course, the Apexes getting rewards, that means more people are going to burn Xen for Apexes, and we're going to talk about that too. And of course, that means that you get people burning Xen, and you got market buys buying Xen. So it's brilliant for wins both of those. Buying against the minters selling, and of course getting minters and people purchasing to get Apexes to earn passive income. So it's a win-win there. Very good design. So very excited about that. So some cool things there. Apexes. I think the key burns. These are all very good fundamentals for the game, and I think a lot of people are excited about that. Brings us to the last bit here, of course. Now to do that Xen burn, of course, it will probably only cost a little transaction fee there, and it's a 1 block credit. So it will go and buy and burn. It will credit your account in the block, and then it will go and burn that credit, that Xen that it bought for you in the block, and you'll get the XN credit. That's how it works. You won't get the Xen, but you get the X1 XN credit for that, which could be huge, right? Potentially. And maybe you've never even participated in Xen other than register your name. Now, you can only do that maximum once per 24 hours, or unless 5 people have burnt the Xen. So just remember that there are limits to gatekeeping of that, so someone just doesn't do it all the time, right? Plus, they have to have their name registered. Now, if all these activities that go through, you'll see on the right-hand side, as people are buying keys, it will show up here. As people are burning keys, it will show up here. If the system resets the price, it will show up there too. Remember, between 10 million to 1 to 1 million to 1. So we will see the price will go up and then come back down, but always be higher when it comes back down because the jackpot's getting bigger. So you'll see all the transactions there. So that is pretty much that on the game. So hopefully that is exciting. Now, obviously, that's during the game. So we've had the fair launch before the game, 5 minutes. The game runs, could be 12 hours or more, depending on people buy keys, and it extends by 30 seconds. And then, of course, when the game ends, you'll be able to, this screen will show up. In this case, it's XenZoo. And, of course, you'll have the Apex bonus, the key burn bonus there. These are the totals. And, of course, the amount, the 10% that carries over from the jackpot, remember, 30%. And, of course, the person here has their wallet. They've had these unclaimed rewards. This is just an example, of course. And claim key rewards and claim key burn bonus if they, because they obviously burnt some keys in this example. So there's rewards galore there. So that's pretty cool. Now, the game has been fully tested. A V1 testnet, V2 testnet, a V2 testnet on Guerli and on X1 chain. And, of course, an audit has been done as well. And it's had all the ticks from that. So good news there. So it should work. It should work. Obviously, nothing on this channel is investment advice. Once again, must do your own due diligence, but just trying to bring the information there. Now, in terms of the real game starting, pre-XenGame launch countdown is on now. And we can find that. So let's go do that. Let's go find that moment. That is the countdown, 11 hours and 37 minutes as we speak to round 1 starts. And the excitement about this game is huge. So I think it's going to be pretty exciting. And of course, you got all the links here at the moment. So once this countdown finishes, obviously the pre-game launch is going to start, right? That fair launch that we talked about for 5 minutes. And then, of course, after that, it's going to refresh and give us the screen that we just looked at, which is this one here. It's going to give us that screen. And, of course, then we're going to get into this one. So let me just screen that up. Sorry, it's full screen on me. And, of course, you'll be able to get withdrawals. So that's kind of cool. And that's the screen that we just looked at. And then, of course, there's this backup site as well, which is very interesting. We're going to talk about this too. This is the backup site to the official site. So this is the official site. And, of course, you've got the link there in referral. And, of course, this is the backup site here. And at the moment, we can already see before the game's even started, there's 391 points from the Apex that have been registered already. And that's not a lot, really. But that's how many have been before it even 12 hours to go, which has been pretty interesting, right? So it's already started to have an impact on people registering to get that passive income. Remember, 5% of the game, and then the bonus payment at the end, 20% of that too, once the round finishes. So 2 forms of income there for Apexes. Pretty amazing. And, of course, that's looking really good. And, yeah, so it's going to be fun to see this play out as well. Now, obviously, that the official contracts are out as well. People have access. We've got the Xen core game, Apex registry, nickname registry, and Burn Xen. Now, you can interact with those directly, but you can just do it on the sites, on these official sites here. So the main site and the backup site, and you can, register your name and things like that. So pretty cool. You got the referral code down the bottom there. You can see my one there is XenGame.app /XenGame for the backup site. But of course, if you're on the main site there, you can use XenGame to access that too. So pretty cool. XenGame is the referral that I've got. So good luck with that. That is an example of the core contract on the network there. So that's ticking away. And of course, don't send anything to these contracts. So these contracts here, don't send any of your Apexes to these contracts like the Apex registry. You're just going to register, right? Just use the front ends if you don't know what you're doing, right? So just important to do that. Don't send your, otherwise you're going to lose it, right? You're going to lose it, and it's just the way it goes. Now, in terms of the impact of the game already, we can see that we've only got 636 Apexes. In fact, let's refresh this to make sure there's not any more. Now, this has increased 10 since yesterday. I did a snapshot, and it's gone up by 10 already, and I think it's gone up about 15 in the last 3 days or 4 days. So 636 is the increase over the last 3 days. Probably gone up 15, probably about 630. So already it's making moves, and some of the ones are exotics, some epics, some rares. Really, really exciting to see that. So people are mixing that out, particularly the rares. So there's only 636, and of course the different points on these are different. So let's go to the Apex Fund, and we can see the points that you get. 50 points for X Unicorn, 50 points for exotic, and 25 points for a legendary, 10 points for epic, and 5 points for a rare. And of course, people are registering those already. And as we see on the backup there, we've already got 391 points registered already, and that includes an X Unicorn at least in there, which is pretty crazy. So how much is going to be there during the beginning, and then how much during the game? It's going to be fun to see. And it's already driving, as I say, it's already driven changes in behavior where people are minting more Xen NFTs, which is crazy stuff on the Apex side. Pretty cool. All right. Now the Xen Turbo, you can see that manifestation of the burn. In fact, that the last couple of days, like back on the 13th, we had no Xen NFT daily burn. And then on the 14th, we had 1.5 billion Xen, which means that there's probably three rare Xen NFTs, if I remember rightly. And then, of course, on the 15th, we had 500 million Xen burns, so another rare Xen NFT, so that's 4 of them. And then yesterday, on the 16th, we had 18.1 billion Xen, massive jump up. And of course, lots of NFT mints, as I said, overnight, 10 more Xen NFTs, and that's reflecting in that big burn, 18 billion. So it's already starting to do what they intended to do in terms of burning more Xen and minting out more Xen NFTs, because people are earning passive income, expected to earn passive income in this game, which is pretty crazy. Now, don't forget the buy and burn is also 15% of the rewards go to buy and burn, and that's likely to see some buy and burn action after the game starts in 12 hours. We should see some market buying from the game impacting this price chart. At the moment, it's back down towards where I thought it might get to, which is this red line at 5,100. Now, whether it goes below that, it's going to be questionable now that we've got the XenGame launch, and then we've got DB Xen NFTs coming in on the 21st as well, not too far behind. So looks bullish, folks. Looks bullish. Really, really cool. So there's lots more details and information, of course, on the doc site. You can check out all of that if you want to go a bit extra information on the games, which is pretty cool. You can see all the details. Some of those I've highlighted, but pretty amazing. I don't want to go too far, more than 25 minutes. And you can see all the keys there with the allocation. A really, really cool site. And once again, the burn fund there, really cool. Apexes, of course, registering those. The in-game, of course, with the bonuses, going to be pretty fun to see that. And of course, the bounty, registering your own name, getting a referral code, all that good stuff, and really, really neat there. Now, if you do register a name, of course, it gets showing up on there rather than just having your wallet address. It actually shows the name, so pretty fun. All right, hope you guys enjoyed that, and don't forget to subscribe, like, share, hit the bell, leave your comments, and don't forget to use the referral or use the referral, leave the referral link in the video description as well. XenGame is the name, and of course, that is actually the name of the official game, which is a pretty cool referral name to have. I hope you guys enjoy your 5% discount, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care, and bye for now.